Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to go over the developer notes number 24. Unfortunately, we don't have the kit reveal for Urek. We just have some information that they share with us in this dev note. We don't have the base kit, we have nothing, so we will have to wait for tomorrow for that. And even then, with EX unit, it's never really that easy to judge a unit just by the base kit, mainly because they have 4 skill upgrades in Revolution, so that's going to be pretty massive. And we also never have information on the exclusive equipment. Still, I think it's going to be a bit more like information than what we have here today to discuss about. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely tomorrow when they release that, I will make a video as well. So let's focus on the dev notes and let's start, well, with the Urek. So that's the first topic. We have Wolhaiksong Urek Mazino, the next EX unit that is coming this Wednesday, so next update. And, well, the initial part is just information on Urek in general, doesn't really matter. The second part is just them talking about how bad the Flight Urek Mazino unit is, and the fact that they try to make this new Urek a true powerhouse. Hopefully, they could pull it off. I don't know. I have a few red flags here and there that I'm going to comment on, but let's hope the devs actually cooked with this guy and we have the first viable Urek. We'll see. So far, the design and the splash art look pretty fire. And yeah, but let's just quickly go through what he's supposed to do. The first part, with him being a family head unit or family head grade unit, is clear to everyone. What we have to focus on is the gameplay. So here they mention that he features a high performance shield that helps keep the entire team stable. Now, barriers in this game are dog shit, because if you're shielding somebody that doesn't have resistances, the shield is non-existent. If you do have resistances, but your defense is too low, you're still getting one-shot at a fairly low deficit. Let's say 250, you already start losing a lot of HP. 300, if you don't have HP increase or defense increase, you're likely going to die already a 300 deficit super quickly. So it's not really a defensive tool that I wanted to see on him. We already have 3 Ureks, all 3 of them have barriers. I hoped the 4th one would have been different, or maybe that the barrier could have some additional mechanics that it could still have, because we don't have a lot of information. We just know it is a barrier, it seems like a barrier, it's shown as a barrier. Maybe there is more to it, because if it's just a barrier, it's gonna be garbage unless it's very insane percentages. We're talking about, I don't know, 20,000% HP. Then maybe units with resistances can resist a couple of hits. I don't know. But if it's a normal barrier that we see in a lot of units, then I don't really have expectations. We'll see. It's definitely going to be strong on my account. So during the showcase in the live stream, is going to perform incredibly well, I'm sure, because my deficit is just about 320-ish. And investing in his HP subnode and defense subnode, I don't think is going to struggle staying alive. So that's okay. But the issue is you cannot indefinitely push deficits with him if he only has a barrier. That's the main downside. You will need a team, which is extremely annoying from my point of view. I didn't want Urek to rely on the team for survivability. But I guess it is what it is. So let's just wait for the whole kit and for him to, again, be released. And then we can see exactly how he's going to perform. But for now, that's all we can say here. They also mentioned that he can generate his own buffs, which could be good. We'll see which kind of buffs we're talking about here. But yeah, for now, let's have a quick look at the video they shared with us. Keep in mind this video is kind of rigged because we have 0 dupes units at Revolution 6, which is weird because Revolution 6 Urek still doesn't have Revolution 7 effect, so it only has 3 out of 4 upgrades. Why they decided to do it like that? No idea. I will never understand how these developers think. But yeah, let's just have a quick look. So we have him jumping in the middle of the enemy team. Then there is an AoE effect that is dealing seemingly the same amount of damage to all enemies. So this could be max HP percent. We don't know. Hopefully not, or at least it's not the only source of it, because it's attached to an active skill. So that would mean you either need to use Hayura, the new one, the SR plus one, or you need to use Albelda or units like that. That would be annoying from my point of view, but we'll see. Hopefully, he has it also on the special move. It needs to have it. I'm pretty sure. We'll see. Okay, so we have this effect here. He also decreased energy by 500 to all enemies, which is massive. And we have the special move, which is map wide, if you saw from the range. And here it just grouped enemies up. Unfortunately, only two are left, so not much grouping, but it would have grouped everyone regardless of where they were positioned. It would have grouped them at the center of the map, and then just a massive punch dealing a ton of damage. And then while he's shielded, he's going to regen 100 energy per second from what it seems, and then it's just going to again cast the special move over and over again, which is massive. So insane grouping, damage seems to be on point, but again the rest is really a question mark. Let's see what other things they mentioned here. So we have the fact that he's going to dive straight into the enemy backline, and that is going to then reduce enemy energy. Now when we see energy reduction, we can kind of think of Mago, especially when that set is going to be buffed. But I think on close range units, they try their best not to make them viable with Mago. So this guy, I don't think will have good survivability. We'll see. Again, he's going to be fine a lower deficit, so 350 and below, it should be okay. But I'm scared above it. I'm pretty sure this guy will either be forced to run supports to keep him alive, or he will be forced to have Barry or something. I don't know. I don't like it personally, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Barry is so big it doesn't matter. I hope so. But yeah, not really super high expectation. Anyway, the AoE energy decrease he has at the beginning of the battle is massive. It's going to counter Rainbow 5, which is really good. Then we have critical resistance and crit damage reduction on the enemies. So he's going to decrease it on the enemy stats, which means you're going to crit more and deal more damage with crits. Which in theory shouldn't be that big of a deal, because this guy should have max HP damage, as all EX units have, to make them future-proof and something. But looking at this focus on attack buff that we're going to read in the next paragraph, and the crit focus here, I'm not so sure anymore. He should have it for sure. Maybe it's not going to be the main focus, which could be fine if he's going to have a kit similar to Augustus, because Augustus can deal insane amounts of damage regardless of deficit. Well, obviously, he's going to fall off more and more, but still, it can deal substantial amount of damage. Hopefully, Urek is going to be the same if they go the attack route. But yeah, so far it's looking good. Also, as a support for your team, like here they're showing Dawn, but I'm sure it's going to work great also with a unit like Revolution Bomb. Because of the grouping, then Revolution Bomb is going to leverage that, and Revolution Bomb also has a defense decrease that is pretty massive. So they could work really well together, but we'll see. And every time Urek uses a skill, it grants a shield to all allies, protecting them from death even if they are targeted and pulled by enemy assassins. So they added a Kasano to show Garam being grabbed. So this is definitely not preventing the unit from being pulled, so I'm expecting no effect resistance increase or status effect immunity. But I don't know if you're going to have a cheat death mechanic while shielded. I don't think so, because you lose the shield before you lose HP. So you cannot have the shield up when you take a fatal hit, unless you're so squishy is going to one-tap you with the shield, which is likely. But I don't know what this means. Maybe they just mean the shield is going to be so massive, your allies are not going to die. I hope not, because that would be wrong. So we'll see. Okay. Then another thing they mention is that in his passive is going to have an HP, attack, and defense increase, and is going to be dramatic. So this one means super high coefficients or percentages, whatever, which I think should be at the very least 1000% in each of them. Otherwise, it's kind of garbage, because we already have a lot of units with more than 300, 500, 600% defense increase, also like 900% attack increase, even more. So they need to do 1k each, period, at the very least. Otherwise, it's going to be too squishy. Damage is not going to be that great. So we'll see. But I'm scared because when I see this stuff, I'm scared. Like if he needs to rely on HP and defense, means he doesn't have a neat barrier, means he doesn't have a cap to damage taken. I don't know. Also, when I see attack, could also mean that his HP percent damage is not the core of his kit, which again, another sort of red flag. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to jump to conclusions. This is just what it seems for what they're showing us, which is no information whatsoever. Very, very little information. Then we have, again, the description of the special move, pulling all enemies to the center of the battlefield and then delivering a devastating blow. Fine. And when the shield is active, it's going to recover energy so that it can chain the special move more quickly or whatever. Really good. It protects allies and exert dominance. Fine. And that's more or less it. Then they also added, as they did for Gustang and I think also Tramray, some rewards based on how many summons you do. And there are going to be a free SSR Plus dupe copy with the limit break stones, and also 2 boxes with some revolution fragments. So that's also good. The first item here is also kind of a red flag because they're putting here Bari. I don't know if that's going to be mandatory for him to run Bari. I hope not. I don't want it. But I don't know. Anything could happen. Hopefully, it was just a mistake or something. They did not like plan his kit with Bar in mind. I really hope they didn't. That would be super disappointing. But okay, so far it's looking good. At the very least, the grouping is massive. All the effects they mentioned look good. The energy decrease is massive. So he will be good, probably even at 0 dupes, just for that initial utility. But we cannot say anything more than that. We have not enough information. Then they're also going to give us a background, new missions with a free SSR Plus chest and more non-stop tickets, so that's okay. We have the Labyrinth of Memories with sort of a multiverse type of shit, where he's going to summon his clones from other dimensions, whatever, some random bullshit. And that's okay, fine. Then we have some feedbacks on suggestions. This part is fairly useless, so we can quickly go through it. The first part is the game crashing. They are working on improvements, as they always say, so that's okay. Reports of issues when resuming adventure, that's also always been the case. When you like crash when you're in adventure and then you try to go back in, they will just say it's not compatible, some random error message. They're working on it, fine. Then we have the color mismatch issue where the second anniversary titles assigned to existing teammates do not properly match their backgrounds. I mean, it's an irrelevant issue, okay? It's aesthetic, fine. Some of them had some weird borders that didn't really go well with the background. I don't care. I don't know why people are complaining about it, but it's okay. Then we have hosting Champion Fight League. I've received many requests to host the Champion Fight League where players battle it out with their fully developed teammates to prove who's best. So this one is the one we already had. But I think they tried to make some adjustment because it was not really fair to everyone, whatever. So they're going to make some adjustments and they release it for late August. Okay. And they're going to make it based on progression in hard mode instead of normal adventure. Okay, I guess it's fair. Then we have the very important things because all of these feedbacks were bullshit, whatever. Now we have Guardian Road, a new PvE system that is going to be introduced on August 13, so the update after Urek. And here you have your team and enemies that will use multiple decks, maintaining HP across battles in a relay style combat system. So you win a fight, you keep the HP and probably also energy for the next one. So kind of like the Guardian Trials, or was it Conquest? I think it was Conquest. Yeah, Conquest. So okay, we'll see. Could be interesting. And each stage features a unique Shinsu flow called the Guardian's Contract, offering new strategic combination. Hopefully, is not the usual bullshit like, okay, here you cannot use blue, red, green. Like, what the fuck? Like, make it more unique, more strategic, not, oh, you cannot use these colors. And then you throw some insanely strong enemy compositions and you cannot do shit. So hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully they actually made some interesting and good effects, but I don't know. That's okay. Then we have that there is going to be a pre-season. Each day, new stages will unlock, and as you progress, the number of decks you can use will increase. Unlike conventional battles where each deck fights separately, here the winning deck moves on to the next round, offering a fresh and exciting gameplay experience. Okay, that's cool. So you have like 5 against 5, but you could win everything with the first team. So if you create a crazy overkill team that will never lose HP and anything it will never lose, then you can just do 1v5. That's cool. I think that's cool. That's really cool. Stages include normal, hard, and challenge modes. In challenge mode, player earned challenge points and ranking will be determined based on the highest score reached in the final gate. Okay? Rankings prioritize the highest stage reached, and ties are broken by points earned. Okay? Challenge mode allows for retries to improve your score. Fine. Basically, the first two are going to be relevant and everyone will try the last one. Okay. During the preseason, your feedback will be crucial in shaping the final content. Okay. And the rankings are going to be server-wide. Okay. We'll see. But it's looking interesting at least. I think it's a nice concept. We'll see how this is going to work. But yeah, definitely looks interesting. Unfortunately, here they're showing like a very low floor probably. So you see 1400 links against 220. But yeah, looks good. Looks good. I think this is promising. Could be a really fun mode. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to the next topic. We have the SSR teammate rework. So the SSR Plus upgrade system. We can now take some SSR units that were natural SSR. So we cannot take like Apple or any R or SR units that you took to SSR. Those cannot be upgraded, but all natural SSR can be upgraded to SSR Plus. You will need some items. We'll see how many of these we can get. These scrolls here. Okay. And what that's going to do is just increase the base stats a little bit, and then it's going to give us access to level 20 in the subnodes. So that's basically it. There will be some units that are going to benefit massively from this, and others that are going to benefit a lot less. Let me know if I should make a video in the next days or like in the next couple of weeks after we finish with the usual new videos for an update. I could already start looking at all the SSR units and try and speculate which ones would benefit the most, because I think it's probably fairly easy to at least have a rough guess of which unit are going to receive the most buffs and which ones are just going to be basically the same. So maybe if you're interested, I could do that kind of video. But yeah, for now, there is not much to say. This is definitely very appreciated. Some DPS units could definitely start being used because they have some insane revolutions, at least some of them. Like Wangnang has a really good revolution upgrade. So it might be a decent DPS once you give him the 90% crit damage increase and the 120% attack. Could start dealing some very relevant damage. Same thing with Mulov and some others. So it's not a bad thing. Units that wouldn't really get a lot would be like supports, because okay, they get what 20 levels in the effect resistance node, or up to 20 levels in attack if you then want them to be the highest attack so that they can link to whatever unit you're using, like Sharon or Mamanak or Hockney, whatever. So that could also be a thing. I think Spear Baranak would also benefit from it if you want, again, to link her to those kind of units, because she also has the attack subnode. So some of them will definitely benefit. Others, not really. Like if they already had like, I don't know, like capped damage taken like Reflejo, I'm not expecting that many changes for him. Even if you take him to SSR Plus, I'm expecting him to be exactly the same. What is going to change is that he's going to have 100 more effect resistance. Is that really relevant? I don't think so. So for me, Reflejo is not worth upgrading to SSR Plus. I would say the same to Mamanak as well. But we'll see. I mean, I will definitely try to make that video in 1 week, 1 week and a half, and we'll see. Then we have the role research. So we don't have only the what was that? The position something. Yeah, position research. We now also have the role research. That is basically the same, it's just with different items and for roles instead of positions again. So tanks, supports, warriors, assassins, etc. is a plain HP attack and defense buff. Is it going to be relevant? Not that much, to be honest, but it's additional stat. Maybe if they scale a bit better compared to the other one, so compared to the position, it could be interesting, but we don't really know. It could also help scaling some units that rely only on HP and defense to tank. Maybe they can scale up to 400 deficit with a resistance build. I don't know, but I wouldn't expect too much from it because, again, just HP attack and defense increases are not really too relevant. But we can expect the sort of deficit threshold to increase a bit, maybe from 350 to 400. You can start seeing the decline, something like that. I don't have high expectations for this. I'm definitely looking forward to the new system that will be introduced in November, I think. So this one is a bit simplistic, probably. Then we have the second anniversary special SSR Plus non-stop summon. And this one is just the one we already have with 900 tickets. They're going to give us 300 more. Well, they already sent us 300 more with push notification. They will allow us to buy 300 more, and they will give us an additional reset, and they will also um, like give more items in the special lounge if you are inside of that. That's the sort of exchange shop that you can access only if you have all the available units in the non-stop maxed out. If you do, then you can exchange your non-stop tickets for various items, but it's real garbage. The first one was great. The following ones were nerfed and nerfed. It's kind of bad. But okay. Then we have information on the new lineup. So we have Kuneden, really solid. I'm really happy for my free-to-play account. I'm like 2 or 3 copies short from Rainbow 5 and I can finally max him out. We have Heljo, also an amazing pick. Jinsung, kind of garbage. Data Machine, you don't really need to max her out, even though she was buffed and she's not too bad, but not worth it. Unless you want to use her as an highest attack bait, then you might, but not really too important. Calavan, one of the best green SSR Plus units, but that doesn't mean anything because there are not really a lot of good options. But he's okay if you really want to. I would say if you don't have to pull for Eden or Aljo, you can kind of skip this one. It's not really too necessary. If you're running short on resources, you can definitely skip it. But if you have plenty of them, then go ahead and summon for some of them. Then what else? Miscellaneous stuff. It's kind of irrelevant. And here they're just thanking us and nothing much. They hope we'll continue to join them for the 2.5 year and the 3rd anniversary. Okay, so we can expect this game not to die at least until the 3rd anniversary, but in general they're doing good things. It shows that they care about the game. So I don't think this game is gonna die anytime soon, unless they really start messing things up. But it's looking okay so far. So really good job. And that's all for the dev notes. I think we can have a quick look at the notice as well. Let me open it up. And here we have, okay, the update, the usual compensation, the usual time. We have the new chapters of adventure, fine. Labyrinth of Memories, the festival, the missions for Urek, okay. Some more missions. Summer Day Vacation is the same, repeated, the same event we already have. Mazino's Matchers. I think this one was the same event as White. We had some sort of thing with tickets that we had to open from the bag and then gave us rewards, something like that. I don't know. It's okay. It's free reward, so that's good. We have the top connected to the X unit. Hopefully they make it maybe a bit better than the SSR Plus one. No idea. We have the Memorial Pocket as usual with the race. We have the Lucky Draw. Same shit as usual. The Lucky Draw has never been a really insane event for me. Lucky Vacation Point, the same that we had so far. So no big changes. Pop Quiz Part 2, okay. Tower Fun Run Season 6. So that's going to be massive if you have a lot of Suspendium to spare. you can use it here and get even more Orange Revolution mats. It will be like 250k suspendium down the drain for me, unfortunately, but okay. Then we have the event post-battle against Wolhaiksong Urek 2 times, and one of them has the vacation memories points acquisition ranking race. The other one, the boss warmth point race. Okay. Again, vacation race part 2, the one we already had now, where you had to climb the tower with some restrictions or a very limited pool of units. So that's going to come again with a different set of units, likely. Tower Alliances Season 17. Then we have the Advanced Summon. One new costume. I don't know if it's going to be for the actual Wolhaiksong Urek Mazino, the swimsuit costume that we saw, or if it's going to be for one of the other SSR Plus units. No idea. To be honest, I would prefer if it was for the SSR Plus ones. At least I wouldn't feel compelled to buy it. But okay, we'll see. New bundles, one additional non-stop reset I already mentioned before, and you can buy more non-stop tickets, new exchangeable items in the lounge, and some improvements and changes. That's about it. So that's all, guys. Let me know if you're excited or not for the new unit, what you think is going to be, like how his kit is going to look like. And I will see you guys tomorrow for hopefully the kit reveal. Bye.